Hello, everyone. Tugs, it looks like you got my message, so thank you for that. Hi, welcome to another Poor Choices. We have a lot to get through, by the way. So, lots of drama, lots of craziness, and I think it's a lot of real world talk, which I kind of appreciated from this episode because no matter what, when there is a fight between you and your loved one, there's always good points that you could see from both. And, I'll call them negative points, but it's called, and this is why it's called miscommunication down here in the title, because there was a lot of miscommunication.
Like, hashtagging the heck out of this tweet right now, please hold.
Yes. So we had episode 9, which is the Women Tell All, which had a good couple of nuggets in it that we can talk about. But I think the majority of at least this week was in the last day of the fantasy suite night. So yes, we have a lot of people here. I know I'm sad. We have Cappy. Hi, Cappy. Go to bed, Cappy. Martin R., which, by the way, thank you for the drindle. Did I say that, drindle? Very cute. I think I look cute. Tugs look cute in it.
You look adorable.
Yes. Front Porch Conservative. Eric K's here with his wrench. Hokies as well with his own wrench. Master Ryu. Cajun. Corey Rourke. And who else is here? Oh, Sarah's here. Hi. I think Sarah, H.L. Green. Do we have Southern Belle as well, who actually watches the show?
Southern Belle's got opinions. I can hear her already.
I feel like I can hear her.
I think I just judged that. I don't know if she's actually growing up, but
I'm a little drunk. I blame my chat. I did 4 wine chugs in my last stream. So only 4. I turned them off after 4 because I know.
4.
Can you tell? My eyes are like more slanty than usual.
This is all the wine I'm drinking. I have weight to lose, guys. I'm fat.
Yes, I have to get fitter because I have a honeymoon vacation, which I'm excited about.
Yes, you're gonna get fit on your honeymoon. You're already married.
fit for my honeymoon. So I want to take at least one thirst trappy photo, maybe not to post. It's just for myself, so I can feel like I'm sexy. So. Yeah. I think I'm hearing myself.
You're going to recreate the boob photo that you have?
Yes. I sent Tugs a bunch of how you take beach photos.
I'm terrible at it.
She's getting better. She looks good on her own, but like there's ways to accentuate your body. Just saying. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Eric, for that. Good evening. There is an echo. It's gone now. I don't hear it. Chat, do you still hear the echo? Hi, CJ.
Ow.
Anyways, okay, so let's get to the big chunk of this episode, which was the fantasy suite nights.
Yes.
We're down to 3 women. Clayton has each woman, they go on a date. One-on-one, and then they have their dinner portion. They're supposed to get this envelope that's saying, hey, if you want to forgo your individual rooms, here's the key to fantasy suite. Okay, fantasy suites has this connotation where the lead typically, they don't have to have intimacy with their contestants. Now, this doesn't always happen, but it does. It's not a secret.
It's pretty common. I would say it happens more often than not.
Yes. And like,
you can always tell. Some of the ladies try to be all like, oh, it's a good night. And
oh
like,
my God.
Skin's all glowy.
Rachel, for example, she's just like, we like got more intimate than we had ever been before, and just the glow and they'd ask questions like,
we girls get pretty giddy.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I've always said for women, our hearts are in our girl parts.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not just like mentally, it's physiologically, because when you, as a woman, are intimate with a man, or whatever gender, and you have all the good feelings that you have when you're intimate, it produces serotonin, which you associate with having happy and good thoughts with whoever you're with at that moment. So it's not just mental, it's physiological. So we love with that part.
Yeah.
So anyway,
which is why we get so attached to you afterwards. So be careful where you put it, men, because that's why.
Yeah. So
maybe think about it next time before you just swing it around.
Wow, Jeremy, is that why an H doesn't have a heart? No, not necessarily. She might just be hiding it behind a gruff exterior. But anyways, so the fantasy suite night, he has dates with 2 other girls, and Susie, who throughout the 2 dates, they kind of go in like little snippets of her where she's like, I'm not sure what's happening. Like, I'm really like, I want him so bad. If he's intimate with other women, I don't know how I'm going to feel. And it's just, it really hurts my heart because I get where she's coming from, but I also get that, like, this girl hasn't expressed this. So how is he supposed to know that that is her ultimatum, her deal breaker, all that? But in any case, yes, serotonin is responsible for the bonding after coitus. Very true. Yeah. After those 2 dates, you see all these snippets of Susie being all, I don't know, this and that. And finally on her one-on-one date, which, by the way, the other 2 dates were good. They were generically good, I think. From what you can tell, there's nothing like super exciting about them.
I mean, he told both of them that he was falling in love with them.
Yes. Although after they were intimate, he did say he was in love with Rachel. Did he say was he in love with Gabby?
I don't think so. Not that I remember. But he definitely did to Rachel.
Yeah. I you know what? That was that little clip of him going, I am in love with you.
No, yeah.
Like, so peppy. Hey.
I like Rachel. I think their thing is more physical than anything, though. And that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sarah, we're going to get to you in a moment about that.
Oh, yeah.
About that. Anywho, so Susie's one-on-one. They do this weird spa date where they go do hot to cold to hot to cold. Clearly, Susie's not a fan of cold. But
who is really? We're all tiny, and I feel bad because like the date was so awkward at first because she was such in her head. She was so in her head about everything. Like we're not stupid. We know. Okay, we know. And
I mean, the look on both of the girls' faces when they came home, they're like,
I mean, Gabby's hair was all.
Oh my god, that was so awkward. She's like, you got like bedhead going on. And she's like, yeah.
If you're trying to hide the fact that you smashed, you should probably fix your hair.
How does it look now? Is it less bedheady? Does it look less like I've tussled in the bed with Clayton?
No. But yeah, this poor girl.
Yeah. And the other thing is, it wasn't till the coof happened where they're putting these contestants together at this crucial week. I don't think it's fair. They should be separate. But of course it brings more drama.
Yeah. I always thought that, I mean, I know there's 4 girls and not 3 girls, but I always thought that the final 3, 2, whatever number you want to pick, but the final 3 is the fantasy suites. And I always thought, and I never understood this about The Bachelor as a whole, that the fantasy suites and hometowns should be the same thing. And hometown week with girl 1 is also at the end. So like it's a week in between, right? He told Susie, I'll see you in a week, right? So you hometown with Gabby, fantasy suite date with Gabby, that same, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, a full week.
Oh, like in a row.
All together. Yeah. Do Gabby's hometown and fantasy suite date all at once within 2-3 days, however long it takes. I don't know. the exact timeline. Then you do the second girl, then you do, and knock them out all at once. You do family and stuff first, then you do the fantasy suite date, and then you can go to the final 2 rows, because doing them separately, and you already have the girls separate anyway. They're all at home, right? Or at least what we think is their home. You might just throw in the fantasy suites right then and there. You can do it in their hometown. You can do it. You guys stay the night at the hotel room. You go visit the family beforehand. You go to the hotel room that night or the next day, however you want to set it up. I never understood separating them. And that's always something that I've never understood. And then you can break it out into 3 separate episodes. Like that would make it long enough to do. Gabby is week 15, and here's Gabby's hometown date and her fantasy suite day. Will she get picked? We don't know. And then week 16, the Monday afterwards. Or you could even do it in 2 hours. You know, you do hour 1, hour 2, and then the next Monday could be hour 3, and then the final rose ceremony or whatever.
That makes it so different. I don't know. Like either way, I think works. It's just a matter of sorting out your feelings.
Yeah. And I just never understood that as the show progressed. Like, why would you, if you have them all separated, anyway, you just do them all at once. You know what I mean? Not the show-wise, not the contestant-wise, show-wise, Sarah. As a producer, for me in my head, it just makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But
I just...
that's what my thought process was. Because now it's just awkward. These girls have to come home basically doing the walk of shame.
It is the walk of shame. And it's like, we got to talk about our date, but be guarded because you still want to be respectful to all the other ladies, but then still like you can't act not happy because you spent this time. And I mean, with Rachel, she got the I love you. With Gabby, I'm falling in love with you. All the other intimate stuff in between. It's like, how do you not be happy?
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
Like I said, girls love with this. So don't mess with that. So, in any case, I feel bad for Susie. They do this date. I think it's kind of cute, this scrubbing part, because they're like touching each other. It's kind of like a little intimate. It's kind of funny and awkward. And it just, we've said this, they look so freaking cute together, but I never thought she was or he was good enough for her.
Yeah.
And I mean, if this episode didn't show it.
But I get where he's coming from too. I know Sarah's probably going to be like, are you kidding me? But I get where he's coming from too, that she should have said something at some point. But I also understand that, especially if it's that big of a deal breaker, but I also understand that maybe she didn't think she had the time. I don't know about the time, but maybe she didn't think she had the right to. She flat out told him, I'm in love with you. And he was like, cool. And then on this day, he comes out of nowhere, and you could tell like the difference between the way he said it to Rachel and the way he said it to Gabby, and even the difference from Rachel to Gabby. The way he said it to Susie, it was very like he took the time to set up their little room with like macaroons and champagne. Like he decorated the room. Like you could tell like Susie was it. And
even in the preview, where he's like, I'm falling in love with each of them. I might even be in love with Susie.
Yeah.
Which shows, if it hasn't showed she's a front runner at that point before the episode kind of came in, then you know.
Bye, Gabby.
Good night, Gabby. Go to bed,
but Gabby. I get where he's coming from. Like, that's a huge deal breaker. And this is why communication in relationships, like this is a full-blown, like therapists should show this in video in
oh my god
session.
Yes, because
talk to each other.
If this is something you assume your partner, and this is not just I assume you want me to open the door for you, or whatever, or you want them to open the door, it's a big decision. It's like it's almost on the level of having kids or not, and religious beliefs and political beliefs, because if this is something you want your partner to do, maybe it's a good conversation to have. And I think that is her failure, and I think this is her learning lesson, that if this is a big part of who you are, you need to say it, especially when you date, because if you haven't committed yourself, and he hasn't committed himself to her yet at this point, and this is where I am team Clayton, is that you need to say, I expect this in my partner, and this was kind of Peter's season, right?
Yeah.
When what's her face? The brunette, the religious girl with the
Liv.
eyelashes.
Yeah. What was
She
her name?
expected him to not do it. But at the same time, she didn't say that. And he had
Yeah.
already been intimate with
Yeah.
whoever. So I
This is
mean,
a
I
huge
get,
thing. It's huge.
yeah. And
It's a huge
but
thing.
yes, Sarah, this is where I agree with you on this part. The way he talked to her after was
Yeah.
so rude.
It
So
was.
rude.
It was very rude. But I also understand that too. He's so shell shocked, and I'm not defending it, but I've been there where you get smacked in the
And you just
whole
don't
being,
know how to
like,
react.
whole being. We've all been there. We all have been there. I don't care what it is. Whether you didn't get a promotion, whether your best friend tells you actually I secretly hate you, whether you are madly in love with somebody and they just tell you they drop this bomb and they just end it because it's really it's not I don't want to say it's over a stupid reason, but at this point it's kind of like a now you're worried about this like really. I get where he's coming from, and so he just shut down. And I don't think that he was intending to be rude to her. I think it was his coping mechanism. He shut down. You could see it. A switch was
Oh
flipped.
my god.
You
As
would see
soon as he
3PO.
knew, he was so warm.
Yeah.
And then his facial expression was just
He was done. He was done.
I
It was
even
like
wrote,
turning a robot off. Like C3, like when they do it in Star Wars, they turn C3PO off, they push the button, he goes, woo. That's
oh my
literally
god.
what I watched.
It's like when you turn off emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So and he did it so well. And you can tell that he's been through this, so he knows how to deal with this type of stuff in this sense, because that's his automatic reaction. You
Yeah.
hurt me?
Done. Yep.
And like he was so quick. Like in realistically, it was pretty quick to go from like I love you to
Well,
this
and I
huge.
think too, if he was trying to get her to look, we can work through this, and she got up and left. And he was like, all right, fine. Clearly you don't want to work through this. Clearly you don't have the
Yeah.
capacity mentally, emotionally, trauma-wise, whatever is going on inside of her head, that she didn't have the capacity in that moment. Now looking back at it, she's probably like, shoot, I should have stayed and we could have talked this out more. But her getting up and leaving was basically the decision. That was it. And that was when he went.
He went, and then he goes out and he says like all this stuff like, oh, I knew this would happen, blah blah blah, this and that. She doesn't want me. And I think this is where the miscommunication between the two, like they obviously still have feelings for each other, they still love
Oh,
each
yeah.
other. And in his head at this moment before they talked again was he thought she didn't want him, she stepped away, she said, you know, if you were intimate with another woman, then I can't see anything with us. So I can see on his point that, you know, she basically denied him. And
She
vice
flat out, yeah, that sounds like an end of a relationship to me. She
Yeah.
didn't say I need to work through this. She said that's something I can't work past. She didn't even
it's
say
like a
I don't
hard
know
no.
if I can. She said no.
No. And then vice versa, I feel like she feels, hi Southern Belle, by the way.
Oh, she's
I
sneaking.
feel,
Ah.
I feel like she thought in her head the reaction that he was giving her, this harsh, not loving version of Clayton that she has known the entire time, meant he doesn't love me.
Right. It's so much like the most of miscommunication. Like I'm screaming at the both of them. What? And even the producers were kind of like, should we intervene?
They need a mediator, and they need
So
a
you want her to
therapist
go
or
home?
someone to just be like, okay, I think we both need to delineate these feelings, the feelings that they both are experiencing, because regardless, both of them are reacting because they both love each other. They're coming from a place of hurt because they love each other. And I think that's kind of an immaturity on both their parts. I'm not saying that they're both right or wrong. I think this is, you know, immaturity, taking a step back, realizing what's happening and kind of relating to it. Because if they both, and I do see where what he's saying in the fact that if she had wanted this relationship that badly, she will work through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with him on that, and I totally agree with like I 100%. There's no wrong here other than the way it was handled because it just exploded like a freaking nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
But they're both right. There is no on both sides. There's no wrong argument here, and his attitude, which is what Sarah brought up. Like, yes, I get where you're coming
His
from, and I also
attitude
understand
ruined it.
why he reacted that way because I do it. Depending on the level of shock value and where it hits me in my system, I will shut down and you will get a completely different. And it's not personal. It's not me being nasty to you as like a vengeance thing. It's me, I don't want to deal with this right now. This is now in this vault and this, you will not get past this and you need to get out. Like you need to go. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to think about you. And then a day later, 6 hours later, a few hours later, it's like, okay, let's crack this open, which I think is what going to happen to Clayton. Clayton's storming off. He's yelling at the producers right now. This is where we leave him. He's like, this is BS. I don't want to do this anymore. My heart's not in it. I'm done, blah, blah, blah. And then in a couple of hours, you know, when he wakes up and the next day, he's going to be like, I was cranky. Oh, crap. You know, what do I like? That's the problem with anger is that we snap so quickly, but we're slow. Yep. To go, okay, we need to work this out, but neither of them are wrong. Both of their arguments are so freaking valid and he can't take it back. But if he had known that was a deal breaker for her, he would have, I think he would have made the date with her first. I don't know why he waited till last, but yeah, you know, there would have been changes and it sucks because you can tell they love each other, which is part of the reason why they were fighting so passionately. You can tell, you know, it was oh, it's so frustrating.
It is. And like I was rooting for them somewhat, but I've always said this, she's too good for him. She's going to leave him in the end because, and if her hometown wasn't an idea of the type of person she was, this sweet, strong, beautiful inside outside type of human being, and then I don't know. Clayton should have seen it. He should have known. Like, I know. I've known, like, there's a lot, and I've heard a lot of podcasts about bachelor, bachelorettes who go into fantasy suite nights. Some do it with all of them. Some only do it with the person that they want to. Like, for example, as much as I know you don't love Rachel, Rachel only did it with one man.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta give props to that. Rachel only did it with her husband, or now husband.
Yep.
And that's the one I know for sure who's only done it with them. So, you know,
but that's not how men think either, I think, for the most part, or at least that's how we think they don't think. And to me and to Susie, logically, if I think I'm going to end up like if this were reversed and she was the bachelorette and she picked Clayton in her head, she would have never slept with the two other guys. She would have only slept with Clayton. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so like we think that way, but do guys think that way? I think the majority of them probably don't. They're like, pretty girl, haven't had any physical contact in, 3 months, going insane.
Yeah, I've got 3 beautiful women who I have some very strong feelings for. You know, they're not just beautiful, they're, beautiful on the inside. That's why I keep them around. So, I mean, why not? Right? I mean, and that's where like I see both of their points because they're both valid. I wish his reaction just wasn't as harsh.
Yeah.
Bachelor and Bachelorette has always been about be kind, even when you're hurt, because that's a better view for an audience, a view of you as a person than you being crazy.
Well, he wasn't harsh at first. Like, I mean, he kind of got a little cold, but he was more open. It was when she walked out and basically was like, I can't get over this, and walked out, and was like, that he flipped the switch. Because at first he wasn't like that, and then he became that way, and because she said, I'm out, I can't. Like, she basically put the nail in the coffin, and so he went, fine.
He's like, coffin. I feel invalidated, but everything, I was happy about you and meeting your family and you saying I'm a good man and this is the type of person you've been waiting for, but I like not, obviously it's not. And I mean, his reaction, I think it's very telltale. And I don't know, would you want to get in a fight and have someone do that to you consistently? It's hard to say because we don't know. They don't fight on this show very often.
Well, and is it consistent?
Oh,
Is
wait,
it
don't
something that
know.
he does consistently? He even was like, he did come back, and I will give him kudos. He did say he did apologize for it. He recognized it and he apologized for it. And he even said himself, this is the ultimate, like, this is how I get when it's ultimate heartbreak, because he's done that. He's gone through this so many times before. So that was the vibe I got, is that it's not a constant thing with him. Like, if you were to fight and you were to fight with him over something, that it would be more of like, let's talk this out. Like, okay, here's a cookie, let's sit down, and not be nasty. I think that was because it was he was blindsided, and
Yep.
it was a shock to his system, and it was all that trauma coming back. And I think he just instinctively reacted the way that he reacted in the last time, because it saved him. It was a defense mechanism.
Yep.
He even apologized for it. So I'll have to give him props. He apologized for it. And it wasn't one of those, I'll never do it again, baby. Apologies. It was, you blindsided me. You did this thing that's supposed to be so important, and we've been talking about importance of communication, blah, 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 this whole time, and you completely just linebacked me out of nowhere, and he's shut down. It's a defense thing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, basically it was like, it's either work through this and we could be stronger than ever, or it's the end. It's bye.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, each girl thought they were the only ones who were intimate. And I think that's maybe, but like Gabby, for example, she did say, I want you to explore to your full potential, your other relationships.
Yeah.
And I remember, what season was it with Hannah Ann? Oh, Peter. Yeah, Hannah Ann was like the same thing. It hurt. You could see in her eyes it hurt her. Same thing with Gabby, that she's like, please explore it to your maximum, because then I know when you come back to me, I'm your only one. But no, what girl wants to share their man, or what guy wants to share their woman? Not that many.
This would be the part I would have the hardest time with, of the whole thing. Getting to this part, like, because I'm with Susie. I totally understand what she's saying. Like, if you think that I'm then why am I still here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. B, I don't know. I just, if it were me, and of course I say this not actually being in the situation, but I feel like if I had come down to 3 men and there was this one person that, like, he flat out, I love you, I'm not falling in love with you, I'm full blown in love with you, and if I was at that point with somebody, I wouldn't have even had those other 2 dates.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the difference between men and women, because men can compartmentalize differently, especially sex, than women can. And so he's just looking at it as, okay, this is Gabby's bed and this is Rachel's bed, and these beds have nothing to do with that bed over there. But us girls are going, well, I thought we were special. Why am I'm no more special than that girl, than that bed. My bed's the same bed as that bed. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, but she should have
so hard. And I mean, the chat has spoken, and we have Team Susie versus Clayton winning the poll, by the way. Which I agree. I think Susie is in the right. I think that, and maybe it's just because I'm a girl, that if you have the feelings, you keep it in the one feeling you have.
Yeah. I hear you, Sarah. But here's the other thing, though, too, Sarah. Is it cheating? Because this is the agreement. Now, hear me out. Because I understand where Sarah's coming from, because in my head, I'm with her. But you go on the show knowing, we all know this. If you and I were to go on the show right now, we know that there's going to be you and me plus 28 other women. Technically, that's also cheating, because you're dating multiple people at once.
But we know it.
You know what I mean? We all know what fantasy suites are, though, too. That's my thing. It's like, everybody knows the fantasy suites have this reputation. So going into the show, you can assume, especially poor guys, they you know how they get antsy. You're going to assume that that's what's going to happen. So these are all things you have to take in consideration. Just like people who get mad at the contestants, and we've gotten mad at them before because of the way they can approach it. But thinking about the future, well, what if I don't make it? Can I be the Bachelor? Can I be the Bachelorette? Maybe I can go on Bachelor in Paradise and there'll be somebody for me there. There's nothing wrong with thinking ahead. but you just you have to be in that moment. The thing is when I signed that contract on The Bachelor, I'm understanding this show that's been on now for almost 30 years hasn't changed. So is it when you agree to a poly relationship
Amorous
anyway?
dating, and that at least you know that you are dating multiple women, and I think that's it. He has not fully committed to one person, and
Right.
if you think about real life dating, and I will never fault a guy for this if I have not specifically said, when I'm dating, like, if you're dating someone else, that's your business until I say, or you say, hey, I have strong feelings. I want to be monogamous or committed. Or are you dating other people? I'll say, maybe I'm not dating other people. I'm just interested to see if you're thinking the same. And that's kind of where, like, real life comes into this bachelor world, like this polyamorous dating. So I don't know. Frank Porsche says yes, but there is knowing how it works and accepting how it works. Yes.
And that's
So
the thing, you can't really fully accept it you can know it as a concept, but you can't accept it or not accept it until you're in the situation. But at the same time, the overall semantics of it, like if you were to walk into a culture that where all the men have like 3 or 4 wives and you get upset because you're not the only wife, like, hello, why are you in this culture? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I get where Sarah's coming from because to me, yeah, it would be too. But technically, he's been cheating on her this whole time.
yeah. So kissing is okay, but crossing our naked parts isn't. I don't know. And maybe it's that gray line that, like, and that's the thing is, if you feel this way about physical intimacy, this should have been said on the first date. Like, for example, if Teddy was still around.
Yeah.
If Teddy was still around, that carries a huge weight because she is a virgin. So I think he would have been at least a lot more careful with Teddy, maybe because he knows that, because it's something important to her that she hasn't gone through yet.
Yeah.
Mind you, Susie, not a virgin, at least that we know of. If sex is something big and you only do it with people you love, I so wish on her first date that she said this.
Yeah. Or at the very minimum, at the very least, the more they got intimate, like the longer the relationship went, the more the one-on-one dates were, the more they had those serious conversations, because they did have a couple. When she pulled him on the tower and told him that she loved him, they had, was it a group date afterwards? They had a moment after, like the next day, that at some point it gets brought up, and I know that they've had serious conversations because they've talked about the serious conversations that they've had. We haven't seen them all, but they've talked about them. So there just was a disconnect somewhere. But I don't know if that was insecurity on her side because she didn't feel like she was good enough. She didn't feel like she was going to make it that far. And so she didn't worry about bringing it up because she was kind of like, why bother? Or if that particular topic just never came up, because it's kind of weird to be like, hey, happy Tuesday, here's a taco, by the way, don't sleep with anybody. Like, I don't know.
Sarah, which part was told that she was cheating because she was talking to a guy? I'm very curious.
Oh, are you talking about Claire or Cassidy?
Claire. Or do you mean Cassidy? It's very important too. Which, by the way, the whole this is stepping into women tell all. Cassidy having someone on the side is not a big deal. And I agree with whoever said this. I think it was Sierra, that what's a big deal is that you had planned afterwards to cuddle and watch the show and laugh at it. That was the big deal, because I mean, oh yes, Cassidy,
yeah,
yes, Cassidy. It's all about intention. Did you intend to go in the show and still have your side boo?
Right.
And in this case, it almost sounds like it, although she did say, if I was engaged, bye. So who knows? And I mean, Cassidy is sitting on a higher horse than Shanae is. So poor Shanae. Ramiro says, shout outs to Sports with Balls. They allowed to show mad love to the sexiest ladies, extra girl, and Tugs last night. Thank you, Ramiro, for $5.
Hi.
Thank you. Hello as well. So
hi, bot. Yay! We've moved up to the world, you guys.
What?
There's a bot.
Oh,
Don't worry, Hokies and Eric will get him. I'm not like, but I'm so excited.
wow. And Andrew Matthews for 10 English pounds says, get them both to play Martha is Dead. How did you like that? Can we crossplay?
No, it's a single player game.
How are we supposed to both play it then? Andrew Matthews.
I think he's talking about the two idiots.
Oh.
Hi,
Maybe it'd
Judy.
be fun. Maybe it would be fun. Thank you, Andrew Matthews, for 10 English pounds. Anyways, so basically I feel like we're kind of in this little gray area between the two of them. I think that it was this was just and Clayton kind of said this, things happen for a reason. I get to learn from this, and I hope she's learned from this too. And I think they both will, because she will hopefully now express this importance in all the relationships going forward.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like, and maybe it was supposed to happen so that he can be put in a situation where you know what you want, dude. Like, stop being so wishy-washy with these. You are in love with 3 women. Who, when, where, which parts? Because I'm pretty sure Rachel's love is because she's very physical, which is fine. But maybe it's what happens for a reason is not what he's thinking it is. And he's going to look back at it later and go, that taught me this. That taught me this, or whatever. You know what I mean? And the preview for next week. Oh, these poor girls.
Oh, Gabby is going to shut him down. I don't even know what's going to happen to Rachel. And then whatever surprise. Holy crap.
I hope it's Susie. I hope because I hope the Bachelor producers didn't get her a plane ticket. Oh, it's delayed, because they've done that before. They've interfered before. I think Colton and Cassie were an instance where it was like, oh, my plane was delayed, and so I'm just hanging out in the hotel room, and then all of a sudden Colton shows up at the door. You know what I mean? Like, the producers were like, yeah, plane was delayed. That's what I'm hoping happens, because there's just, and he's done. You could tell he's done. You could tell he's done standing at the rose ceremony, and he's already learned something. This happened for a reason. Well, he's learned to be a little bit more honest, maybe too honest. And he's telling these girls,
he's too honest at this point, when he was like, I've been intimate with, oh no, buddy. Yeah, what do you expect the reaction to be? Like, I totally get the whole, but you said you're falling in love or in love with me, and you were intimate with me. It's just crossing this line where it's like, you
like, we know, but we don't want to know, you know?
It would have been better to get engaged and then be like, hey, so we're gonna have to work through this. Let's have a chat about this, because it's going to be hard to work through something like this. It's not easy. It is not easy at all. So the fact that, I don't know, just.
And you could see he's done. Like, you could see it. He's sitting there and he's like, Gabby's screaming, and I don't know what starts it, but she's basically screaming at him like, I don't believe that you love me at all. I don't believe it. The words that are coming out. And you could just see him, like, Susie was it. Susie was it. That was it. It was done. And whether you agree with his decisions and his choices and his words and all that is, we could debate that all day, but you could see it on his face. Susie was it. She's gone. His heart is broken. And now he has to choose between his second choice and his other second choice. And he's kind of like,
yep. I mean, to be fair, I think Rachel is a potential, even Gabby to an extent. She's funny. She's got a good personality. She can hang. I think that you can fall in love with both of them pretty equally. It was just a matter of Susie caught his eye first. Susie's been so solid, and it broke him to this point, kind of like Colton.
Yeah, with Cassie, I don't. It's the same situation. Well, not the same situation, but it feels similar, because he shut down too. He was done, and he went to the other girls and said, "I'm out. I'm done."
Yeah,
I don't know if Colton has the ball.
I'm surprised we didn't get a jump the fence moment. Where's our fence jumping? And yes, you know what? I am with you, Southern Belle. Saying
Yeah.
I love you. It's this huge thing. You know, I get that guys have game. They're going to say all these things like, I want a family, all this, and I want to settle down to get into a girl's pants. But
Yeah.
saying I love you to get into girl pants, I do have to say, I think he was. I don't know if the feelings were actually love, but I think he had these strong feelings of like, you know, your family accepted me. You have all these feelings for me. We're in this magical world that brings us together. And it's this scenario that just, if you, it would make you fall in love with anyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Heck yeah.
I really truly believe this. And I've always said this. All relationships, no matter what relationship, can have good things. It's the bad that gets you through it.
Yep.
And how you overcome it. And clearly, Susie and Clayton.
God, I hope they come back. I hope she comes back.
I mean, and it could be infatuation. And I do, and like, if you were put in a room at this beautiful hotel with wine, all this good food, candlelight, these beautiful scenarios, and there's something to say about these high exhilarating dates, like going in helicopters, jumping into these big holes and like skydiving and stuff like that. That also releases serotonin,
Yeah.
which makes you bond together. So it's
Yeah,
made for you.
The dates are the way they are on purpose. It spikes your adrenaline. It spikes your flight or fight. It spikes your like, oh, you're protective, like the men, you get all protective and like, you know what? It's
Girls give.
Oh, jinx! Sorry.
Wow. Southern Belle says girls give sex for love, and guys give love for sex in general.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Oh, it's oxytocin. Thank you, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Working like a lurker over there.
Lurker. Mark the lurk board.
It's just, I'm like, I want to watch. And so it's 2 episodes, Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to have a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk
on
about.
Wednesday. No, we won't because it
that time of the month.
So it'll be 2 weeks. Oh,
in
no.
2 weeks. So
we did not
chat.
plan this.
Yes. No, it's okay. So we have next week is our time of the month with a St. Patrick's Day special.
Yes, everybody wear your green.
The week after we talk. Mark, you're playing Elden Ring. Perfect.
Shocking.
Perfect. I'm not surprised. All right. So I guess I feel like we've gone into the Susie Clayton talk pretty heavily. And I'm sad. I'm actually really sad because I wanted them to work, but like we said at the beginning, they were never going to work out. She was too good for him. And I mean, if this wasn't the situation that said she was too good for him, then I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, it knocked her down a little bit of a peg because the Susie at the beginning of the season, I would have thought would have been able to at least sit and talk about things. She just kind of fell apart. And I was like, what happened to the beginning of the season, Susie? Where'd she go? And I know,
but that's the thing. When you first start dating without the feelings as heavily involved, you are willing to let a lot more go. And true. I think as you move through and the feelings get stronger and stronger and stronger, and that's why, like, if he were to have had intimacy at the beginning of that relationship, week 1, week 2, I don't think she would have cared as much. But now that she actually has these strong feelings, of course it's going to hurt. Of course it's like, hard. That is, I guess, in her eyes, the biggest betrayal at that point. And I mean, I get it. Like, you know, in her head, this is equal to, like, say, for example, me at a committed relationship 2 years in. If my person was intimate with someone else, heck yeah, I'm going to be like, bye.
Yeah. Yep.
Southern Belle, but the other girls didn't know he was intimate before they did, but so he wasn't honest and upfront. Did they ask him though? Because Susie did ask. I don't know if
Susie flat out asked. The other girls did not.
I feel like
and now they're gonna get the information.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Anyway.
They're the preview. Ooh.
It's not funny at the end of the day, is it?
No, but it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
But wow, polytuggerous? No. Grandma? No.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I only date one people at a time, one person
I
at a time.
require
Wow.
too much attention.
And it's too okay. So I tried multiple dating, like right at the beginning of online dating. I could not keep up with the information. I would get them mixed up.
Oh
This
yeah.
person, that
You're right.
person, their family, sisters, brothers.
Ugh.
I could not, for the life of me, remember people's information. So I've learned my lesson. Only date one person at a time.
Yeah. Also, I require too much attention. Like here.
Yep.
Hi.
Yep. Yep.
I would
All
like
right.
attention, please. It's been 5 minutes. Please hold my hand. Do the finger thing. One finger on my we don't even have to cuddle. You just do the finger. I love cuddling though.
All right. So I guess we've touched on the Susie subject. Let's just go a little to women tell all.
Those girls were I had to mute it for most
because
of it
they were yelling. Oh my god. And I gotta say, Sierra, I mean, I love her to death, but she is a ram. If she's not an Aries, if she is not an Aries, I'm sorry. Like shocked.
Right out the gate, like poor Jessie, yeah, barely had time to say welcome to the women tell all, and she already was like, Shanae! I was like, oh god. But at one point all of the women were like yelling at each other, and it just sounded like
sun drop. That's so true. Women yell all.
Awful. Oh my, and I knew it was gonna be chaos because Shanae is a hot mess. I knew it was gonna be chaos, and I still was like, poor Jessie's like, help me.
I think I would have loved if Tasha and Caitlin were hosting, because I think they would have had a better handle on it.
He did good. He just kind of sat there and let it happen until you could tell that the producers in his ears were like, all right, cut it off. And then he was like, okay, that's enough. And his voice was pretty authoritative. Like, he brought out his football self, you know, yelling at the guys on the football field kind of thing, because his voice was very, that's it.
We're done. We're done.
But he did. I like how he just sat there and just, let's let them cluck. The chickens are clucking. We'll let them cluck. And then the producers would be in his ear. Okay, it's enough. And you go, that's enough.
So, okay, we'll start with the less dramatic person, Cassidy, who I feel like the house was very anti-Cassidy, but I feel like, and this is where Sierra was going at her about the friends with benefits thing. The girls had a problem about her planning on the whole thing after the show, and I can kind of see where they're coming from. You know, it's all about the plans, it's all about the intentions. You can have friends with benefits, that's fine. It's just what you intend to do. Extra, I thought I was a genius when I was younger. I was, oh no, but the same name worked well till my roommate told me Samantha wants you to show up for dinner tonight. Wrong. Oh no. Oh no.
Your roommate did that on purpose. Which one?
Oh,
I don't
know. Oh, that's so awkward. Which one?
Were they both blondes? Were they both brunettes? Or did you have one blonde and one brunette? Because that would be the way I would do it. And
blonde
one
Samantha or brunette Samantha?
one black, one white, you know? So you could be like, which one, roommate? And he could be like, the black one, the blonde one.
Oh my god.
Well done, Eric. Good job.
Good job.
F in the chat.
F's in the chat for young Eric. My favorite thing that come out of the whole thing was Kate was saying to Cassidy, the worst thing that you ever did was coach Shanae to be a Frankenstein. And to be fair, it is so true.
We said that day one. We were like, oh god, because what did she tell Shanae? Like, you gotta be assertive or something. Is what she said.
Assertive. Don't let other girls get in the way. You know, go for what you want. she went for what she wanted. You know, she did
And
listen.
even Cassidy looked at Shanae and was like, "Girl, you got problems."
And even before the women tell all, Cassie was like,
Not to
"Ooh,
be a part of that at all. Like,
I'm gonna walk away."
My favorite part of the tell all, honestly, is not only just watching Shanae get called out, and also kudos to the ABC producers or whoever set up like the clips. Kudos to you for actually showing everything that she said on camera. Like, not everything, but you didn't. They didn't like
The
hide
good
stuff.
snippets.
Good stuff. You know, for those of the girls who maybe didn't get a chance to watch the playback or whatever. And I love that all the girls watched the playback and saw her be like, oh, I pretended to cry and I'm Meryl Streep. I was like, they watched it. They called her out.
Yup. And like the whole like these girls are beepers and they're actresses, they're fake, this and that. And I'm just like,
poor Genevieve. She's calling me an actress and she's over here saying she's Meryl Streep.
yeah. I love how and this is where I go, yes, Sierra. Where Sierra's like, so why'd you apologize? Clayton asked me. So you apologize because Clayton asked you. Did you want to apologize? No. Lie there. And then you went to Clayton and said that you felt so good about apologizing. Lie there. Lies. And yes, Sarah lying in real time, of course, as well.
I totally missed all of Sarah's shenanigans until the women tell all. And then it was like, how did I miss all of this? Like, because I knew the house and stuff were talking about it. And Clayton finally was like, I don't believe you, but I must have missed somewhere where.
No, because Shanae was taking up all the drama. So I listened to some podcasts after the show and Sarah. So what Sarah was doing, and it seems so. Why do people say this? They know they're being recorded. People say, I don't know.
You want to get caught in your lies, Brett. Like,
and yes, Andrew Matthews' shrimp did come up.
Yeah, stupid shrimp. I was trying to avoid it. And of course, Andrew had to bring up
shrimp. Of course. Hello, Michael.
It's over.
Anyways, so what are we talking about? Sarah, so she apparently went to the strongest connections and and told them, you know, I just want you to guard your heart because this, and this happened on our date. You know, just be careful. And essentially it was trying to like, and I mean, she did say that she didn't mean it, but it seemed calculated. Why would you go to the strongest connections and tell you, guard your heart because I'm doing so well? Clayton cries with me. He basically says we've won this season, etc. Then why didn't he,
Susie?
why did he not pull a Claire and take you away within week 3 or 4? Wow, I never said that show's video evidence quiet. Why am I being attacked? Sorry, my channel's under attack.
Yep. Like that meme. What's that meme? With the girl, the cartoon is shoveling the poo. And it's like, it depends on the meme, but it changes. It'll be like the poo that she's shoveling. It says like, all men are terrible, you know, or internet opinions or whatever. It changes every time I see it. Throwing it over the wall and then it gets thrown back. And it's like, oh no, misogyny. It's like, that was that exact situation. I'm not lying. Oh no, I'm being attacked.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe
I love it.
Youth on her end, where I feel like she's kind of similar to me in the sense that she might not remember the arguments that she has been saying.
Right.
Like very forgetful.
Well, I mean, when you have so many lies, and this is a life lesson for all of us. When we start a lie, it's usually like this, right? Maybe you white lie, what we call white lies. But at some point, the lies, the more you do it, they just get bigger and bigger, and this web gets so tangled. And it's like trying to date multiple people at once. You have to have a little notebook. This one looks like this. This one talks like this. This one's this. This is this, and right, to try and keep track of it all. Same with the lies. It's the same thing. Yeah. And if you forget and you can't remember which lie you told what person, and
this is why don't lie, because then at least you can say I've told the truth.
When there's video involved, people, come on.
Mm-hmm. This is your receipts or the videos.
Receipts.
Ramiro for another $5 says, also shout out to the folks that work at Tristan's Tailgate over at 2820 White Oak Drive in Houston, Texas. They stay over there. Yes.
It's Chewy. Hi, Chewy. It's Chewy.
Oh, we have support in the chat. Thank you.
Yay.
Yes, we love support. Shrimp cast. Wow. Should we call this the shrimp cast?
Oh no, man, let it die! I'm never even eating shrimp ever again. Like, I'm so turned
I
off
love
of
shrimp.
right now.
No, I can never do it. I love shrimp so much. I love shrimp. So, yes.
I would love that, Michael. Oh my god. I would die of happy.
Die of happy.
I would probably sit in the corner like, great.
Guys, we will have actually one day we might open memberships and then we can get shrimps as part of our emotes. I love emotes. Maybe it's a whole Twitch obsession. So wow, I'm in the mood for shrimp Alfredo.
Good,
Me too.
Actually.
Send me.
What was my other favorite? Oh, my other favorite part of the tell-all. Sorry, we got off track. We're going back on track now. My other favorite part of the tell-all, and kudos to these ladies because I was wondering if they were going to bring it up, and they did. When Clayton got on stage, the first thing, I can't remember who brought it up first, probably Sierra. They asked was like, why did you not listen to us when it came to Shanae? Like, that was bull crap. And they were like, so many women, good women went home because of her. And you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, basically insinuating, like, you don't know if you met your right person because people went home because you listened with your shrimp.
Pee-pee. With your pee-pee. And it's like, just admit that you were into Shanae more than other. And they probably would have respected him way more. Don't lie. So when you turn up for work 4 hours late, just say you've been there all along. Sorry, I was having a episode.
It was in the bathroom. You didn't see me in the bathroom? Weird. Because I
was there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't think he would get that much hate or flack.
He did. Frustration.
Oh my god. And like, to be fair, he did kind of stir the pot a bit by not being as proactive. And it's so weird because then you think of, okay, look at the Shanae versus Sarah. Time that it took for them to go home. Shanae went home after like 4 weeks overdue.
Yeah.
Sarah went home like,
turned on her like that.
Bang.
So that was a lesson, I guess. I don't know.
But to be fair, because I didn't really watch that well when they replayed the clip of Sarah with the fake tears, and she was just like, this is the level of her acting is my acting. And you're just like, yeah, I wouldn't believe her either.
Yeah. But it was shocking to me how quickly he turned on her.
Versus Shanae.
Hesitate. Versus Shanae. Shanae had more people coming to him being like, Brett, this is not cool. Like, we're all ready to hang ourselves at this point. Like, and like 3 people come to him about Sarah, and it's an immediate shift. And a little thing that he said rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, ouch, like I would have taken this personally. He was like, well, the people that came to me about Sarah, I trusted completely. So you're saying you didn't trust the women that came to you about Shanae? I was like, is that what you're saying? Like, dang, ow.
I'm just trying to think who went to him about Shanae. Sierra, Genevieve, and I think those are the 2 ones that I can remember, right?
At some point, I think they all ended up doing it, but I think Sierra was the first one. But it just spiraled from there. Like, even Teddy was like, it's stressful. Help.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't trust any of those women? It was a weird thing for him to say. I was like, ouch.
I agree. And I feel like he just, this show was not for him.
Poor guy.
He's too naive.
Yes, he still has demons to work through. Well, demons is a strong word. Baby demons to work through.
I agree with some of the girls. I forgot who said it. That I don't think he's ready for marriage.
Yes.
Who was that?
Was it Serene? Was it Serene maybe?
Maybe, but he just, a lot of the problems, the way he approached it, and we can reflect it against our previous Bachelorette, Michelle, how she dealt with problems and drama so different than how he dealt with. He's just like, these girls are mature, I'll let them deal with it. And yes, to an extent, sometimes it can be okay for them to deal with it, but that happened while they were still at the mansion, and they had went to Houston and then to Toronto. So that's at least like 3 weeks overdue that he knew about this drama. It's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
okay.
just crazy. I don't. Poor guy. And I think he's a good guy. He is. I just think he still hasn't quite figured out what he wants for sure. B, how to navigate. And I think there's still a little bit. I mean, we saw that with Susie. There's still a lot of some trauma left over from whatever the heck happened in his past. And I don't think he's meaning the Bachelorette when he talks about that. I think he means something else, because his reaction to her was so vitriol. It's obviously a triggering point for him, that kind of heartbreak. And so I think he's still got some healing to do. So this maybe it was just chaos for him a little bit, I think.
Yeah. No,
But
I
like
agree.
him.
I agree. So we have Cajun Corey Rourke for $9.99 watching the stream while watching LSU baseball and drinking Sugarland's apple pie moonshine. Ooh, that sounds good. And I started drinking early. Thanks, Tugs. LOL. Anyways, go tit and Higgs for sweet Tugs.
I think it's supposed to be hugs.
Oh, hugs for sweet Tugs. I agree. Hashtag hugs for Tugs. Possibly true. Front porch conservatives for $4.99. Here's to the best thing going on Wednesday night. Aw, you ladies are gorgeous. Tugs, you would be chatting it up on Simpcast if you were on the panel. I agree. Tugs for Simpcast.
I would love to be on Simpcast. But I literally, for a little while, I'd be like this.
In awe. Honestly, I love the girls on Simpcast, like the main girls. And I mean, I don't even know who was on the last one, but the last one I had popped in on was like Melanie Mack, and I was just like,
I love her. She's so funny.
She's so funny. So, and I mean, like, I guess it was kind of kismet that I feel bad that she, of course, whatever happened with her job with, is it GameStop?
Oh,
some
God,
gaming company.
No, not GameStop. She was it. No. She was on.
But some gaming something, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It's pretty, which is ironic because it's pretty well known.
Yeah, but I mean, coming from at least myself, I'm not a big gamer. But anyways, so like just having, because of Tugs, I think she was the first one that mentioned about Melanie Mack, and I was like, who's this girl? And I'm just like, I've been awe ever since, because I'm like, oh, I love her. She's funny. So maybe one day.
And I've seen her. I've saw her before randomly on TikTok. Like her videos would show up in my feed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this girl, but I didn't think like to go stalk her and hunt her down. And then she showed up on my Twitter feed, and I was like,
yeah,
I found you without actually Googling you. Yeah, I mean,
yes. Eric, Melanie Mack is going to be on FNT soon in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh, so it was GameStop.
It was GameStop. You're right. GameStop TV. That is, yeah, you were right.
I didn't know that they had TV, but that was the first thing that came up in the head. Dang. Yes, and she's so sweet, and I mean, I watched a couple of her things, and she's very entertaining.
She's awesome.
very
similar.
She's very similar to the sarcasm. She's like a great mix between, because like I love Chrissy Mayer, not a gamer, Chrissy Mayer, and I'm trying to think of female gamer now. I can't think of any.
Hi, Joseph. You're trying to think of who?
Like I'm trying to think of like, oh, maybe like a not so harsh Ryan Kinnell gaming.
I don't think that exists.
I was just trying to think of a good comparison. I can't think of it.
No, she's superior. Don't compare her with.
Oh, that's true.
No.
I'm sorry.
Don't compare like that.
She's 35.
Yeah.
She looks like she's
take care of your body, my friends. I gotta get in the gym. I'm so fat.
She looks like 25. Holy crap! Wow.
Yeah, we're the same age, and she's in way back. I want her to train me, actually.
Actually, I should just get her diet. I know she's like keto, super keto. I've seen a couple of her stories. Ooh,
her food always looks so good. Oh.
Yeah. Soul says decide gaming count. X-ray girl is reading chats while Mark plays. Yes, I've learned stuff watching Mark play in Dark Souls, or not Dark Souls, Elden Ring. So I used it today. I stayed calm while playing Elden Ring. Anyways, let's get back on track. Sorry, we're talking about.
Sorry, I'm here.
Bachelor. Bachelor. Anyway, so Clayton gets massacred by the women.
Yeah. He was very gracious, though. He took it all in stride.
He did. He came into this season very naive, unaware of all the things that's going to happen. I don't think that he was prepared for this role as best as he could.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that was so sweet to Michelle, the big dude? Was it Andrew?
Oh, no. Yes.
He had the big,
no.
he was short, but he was funny, and he was like, I might not be the tallest, most handsomest dude, but
Yeah. No, what that
you know,
wasn't was that his name, Andrew? Is he the fruit guy that was like that tastes like lasagna?
yes, yes.
Randy? No. Randy?
Oh, I can't remember.
He was very
He should have been
sweet. I liked him
Bachelor.
a lot. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm here.
Michelle's contestants. So let's just see. Michelle's contestants who went home. Not Joe. Oh, it was why is there Rodney? He should have been Bachelor.
Rodney, that's what it was.
Yeah. Sorry. No, sorry, Clayton. You're just too and we said this before. He's very much like Peter Weber, and the season was very much like Peter Weber. Andrew is a cool name, says Andrew. Anyways, I think regardless, it still was a good season overall, even though I don't like the ending. But hey, what can you do?
Well, we still have 2 more episodes. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. Susie could show back up. The producers could play matchmaker. We don't know. Clayton could send both of those other girls home, and he's like, I want Susie. And he goes 100 down like Colton did.
Yeah.
I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know next week.
Well, and then we'll talk about it the week after.
Nah, I know. It's fine.
It's fine. I just wish that he was smarter about some of the moves. I think it would have been so different if he put Shanae home earlier, and I don't think the girls would have hated him as much.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had frustrations they needed to get out. So,
Yep. Anyways, I think we are at a good kind of ending for the episode. Y'all have been great, and I guess if we're gonna do a raid, Geeks and Gamers are doing Splatoon
on the Twitch.
And
on the YouTubes, but they're back on Twitch. I'm funny.
They're back on Twitch. Yes. So go on Twitch or
also go
YouTube.
follow me on Twitch.
Yes. If you haven't followed, our links are in the description. We both have Twitch channels you can follow. We are both lots of great things in the works, I think, between the two of us. We can't talk about all of them yet or none of them yet, but I'm hoping we can at some point. I'm hoping. And so follow us on Twitter, Twitch. I don't know what's else in the description.
Oh, who knows? Just don't follow me home. That's creepy.
Yeah. Also, we have 2 donations before we finish. Eric K for $3 says fantasy room. If the legs come out wobbling, you know something happened.
Oh my God, there was a bachelor years ago. Who was it? Shoot. There was a bachelor, years and years. And the show's been on for like 25 years at this point. I don't even, they all run together. Like a million years ago, there was a bachelor and it was fantasy suites. And the girl came back and she was walking she was trying to hide it. And she was kind of had like a weird hitch in her giddy up. Like she normally walks this way and she was kind of walking with like trying not to let it show that she was sore. Everybody knew what happened there.
The white chicks line, once you go black, you're in a wheelchair. And also, we have another one from Sarah Pine. Says, good talk, ladies. Next week will be fun for $10. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. Also, we have another one here. Oh my gosh, Andrew Matthews for 5 English pounds. Can you get tugs on your Sunday zombie stream?
I can come hang out.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Discord because I don't know if my
there's no
computer can handle it.
crossplay
I don't
for
know if my computer can handle Dying Light. I mean, I could try, but and it's not cross-platform, which is so freaking frustrating.
Yes, we need a fourth, but I don't think she can play it, and I don't want her to buy the game and like waste her money on a game that can't perform.
I can get it refunded. Yeah, you know what I need, guys? You know, if anybody happens to come across a used one in a trash can, is more RAMs.
Yeah. Also, Tugs will accept a good gaming PC.
Yeah. If it runs NASA, hit me up. Hit me up. But I would love to play. Like I watched their Sunday stream on Sunday, and I was cracking up. Oh my god,
Yeah,
so funny.
so
And it looks
funny.
like so much fun.
The game is so fun, and I mean, like I like playing it on my own, but I was playing it today, and it didn't have the same feeling. Like, and plus the story, if you play even on your own, is really good. By the way, this story apparently takes 500 hours to find all the different endings because there's so many different ways you can go. So, I mean, I decided to go a different stream than how we did on our stream so that I can get to know the story, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. So,
wow. So can you jump back in? So like if you decide to do the story on your own one day, but then you play the next day, but you play with friends, is it the same story?
yeah, so I think Az's story, I'm playing on Az's story in the multiplayer, but like when I go to my own profile, it's my story. So
interesting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
It is cool. It is cool. And I mean, I thought for some reason I was like, oh, are we nearing the end of the game? No, there's a different map, a different area that's larger than where I am now. So I'm hoping lots more to play. Lots more to play. I thought I had a handle on it, but yes. Thank you, Front Porch, for your smiles. Yes, I'm glad you're enjoying our shenanigans because yes,
neighbors, it's 7 o'clock. Go to bed, kids. Thanks, Soul Assassin, for the RAM. That's very helpful.
Yes. Not the type of RAM I think she's looking for, but appreciated.
The thought was there. Appreciated.
All right, chat. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for your super chats, donations, all the chatting. I love the interaction. Thank you for listening to us whine about relationships. I think it's something that we can all learn from. I mean, we learned something today. Communication is key. I mean, with any relationship, really. So,
y'all kills me. It just frustrates me. I'm like, girl, you should have said this 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Anyway, maybe we'll get a happy ending.
I hope so. But from the sounds of it, Teddy did say, I'm privy to certain information and I hope you're okay. And he goes,
well, maybe that's the information she's privy to. Maybe she meant this fight. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm so hopeful. I just love love.
I want love to prevail overall. And I think if Susie did want to, the relationship could work. But I think Susie has to want to. Clayton's
she has to make the first move.
Yeah, Clayton's not going to make the first move because he knows the answer. So she has to be willing to overcome it. And then we will see. What's that?
She has to show up at the ring.
Maybe she will. Okay, Tugs is like, this is my glass slipper moment right now. Anyways, chat, you've been awesome. Love you. Hope you have a very good evening. Okay, bye.